And today I'm gonna tell you all the flow charts and the primary moves people like to use with certain characters, and this is how I adapt in the game before even fighting somebody. There's specific moves that I look out for every single character in the game, and that is how I adapt so fast and be able to beat people. Okay, for instance, when you fight a Alisa player, one of the main moves you should be looking for from a distance is that Alisa players love to throw this out from a distance, and the way to stop that is, of course, if you have a 14 frame launcher, you can launch that. You can also sidewalk. So those are one of the moves that you gotta look out for Alisa, and you have to be careful. Also, this move, you should be ready to duck that move every single time. The second hit, see? Duck it every single time. Another thing Alisa players like to do is you have to be careful. They use back one to stop you from doing high so they can duck and then launch you. Of course, another flow chart while staying forward after down back three. And you can step. Here you go. And punish. And of course, she has all her chainsaw stuff that you have to be. All her chainsaw stuff that you have to worry about. And of course, you can sidestep the chainsaw stuff. See? So those are some of the Alisa flow charts you have to worry about. Just something small. And of course, like the strings and stuff, you have to duck. And also, when they do a running move, you could duck it. They like to do that from half screen. And Alisa players also, they love to do this move. Down for 1-1. And you could duck the second into that. Let's go to the next character. Asuka.
Get ready for the next battle.
Asuka is basically, when I fight against Asuka, the only things I'm really looking for, obviously, is can-cans. So you have to, when you pressure her with DF1s and stuff like that, you always should be baiting this. So you should be sidewalking, jabbing, or just ducking it, right? Another thing you gotta remember too, Asuka has a lot of bull like that. So if you block this, see 0, you have to remember not to attack after you block this. And if you're gonna attack after that, you could do a running move, but I wouldn't recommend that because then she could do can. So be careful to not attack after that move. That's one. Also, Asuka players, they love just running up and doing that like this too. Best way to deal with that, spacing. You can sidestep. So basically, when I fight Asuka, I'm mostly just looking for random parries and neutral, and I'm looking for that low. So when I pressure her, I'm constantly doing moves that she can't parry. So running 3-4s, a lot of throws work. The only thing is you gotta be careful with doing throws because of can-cans. If she does can-cans, it's gonna beat out your throw. So you just gotta look for, like I said, you gotta look out for can-cans, you gotta look out for that, and you gotta look out for a parry, of course. And she can hold it, but of course you could just grab her out of it. See, grab, counter hit. And of course she has this move and this move. That you could duck the second hit of that. And then if she does this, and then she does down for 1-2, you could duck the second hit of down for 1-2. So it's a lot of counter hit baiting. So just don't play into her mind games. You'll be alright. So don't play into her stuff. Alright, next character. Azucena. So like I said, I don't know all the characters' moves, so I'm just telling you guys what I look for when I fight these characters. When you fight Azucena, it's pretty easy, right? Azucena players, every time you pressure them, you should be always looking for random random sway back blow. Or that 4-1+2. And the way to deal with that, obviously, you should just be sidewalking every time you pressure her, poke. If you poking with DF1s and stuff, just sidestep and you avoid that and the sway back blow. Also, when she goes into her stance, she can't block mids. So just do mid on her when she's in this stance. And if they do like this, you can punch parry these hits. Also, another Azucena thing is this into the string. That into this, or that into that. So you could magic four, or you could just backdash and make them with. Also, another thing. Double combination. See? And if you think they're gonna do it twice, you can obviously counter hit them on the second hit. That's a hard read, but so that's it for Azucena. Also, oh yeah, I'm also looking for, I forgot almost, a down 4. This right here. Or down back 4, my bad, I didn't know the notation. So her down back 4, you have to remember that the move high crushes, right? See? But it's -14, so you should be looking for that move too when you fight her, because you can punish her. This move too, you should be looking for this. That move, always be looking to duck that. So every time you fight a character, you should be looking for strings that you could duck. And of course, she has her heat engages, right? This too, should be ducking the second of that. All right, next character.
Get ready for the next battle.
Bryan, honestly, when I fight Bryan, you don't want to really like press it. You don't really want to fight from a distance because of this move, and that move. So when you blocking stuff like this and stuff like this, you shouldn't be swinging back like that. So if somebody does bomb, you can step, right? If Bryan does bomb into that, you can sidewalk. See? But of course he could start doing this. And stuff like that, you could duck and then launch, right? But in general, you want to fight him up close and not do too many highs, because of that move crushes highs when it comes out. When it fully comes out, see? You can sidewalk him and then duck. But in general, I'm just worried about counter hits. So don't play him from a distance and don't swing into his buttons, because then if you swing between that, you get counter hit with that, you get counter hit with this. So he wants you to press in between moves. So I'm just looking not to get counter hit, and I'm rushing him down, and I'm constantly stepping to his weak side. He tracks really well, so, but his jabs, you can sidewalk this way, and then down for 1 stuff, you can sidewalk the other way.
Get ready for the next battle.
Claudio, basically, against Claudio, it's not really much, right? When you fight Claudio, you know, from half screen, you gotta worry about that. You gotta worry about the short Yukin. You gotta worry about this also when he's in heat. So that, don't do a lot of jabs when he's in heat, just because of that. You get hit with that. Another thing with Claudio is a lot of, it's just duck. You just gotta duck a lot of stuff, right? Like if he's just doing this on block, it's because he wants to finish it. So you can step it, and if he keeps mashing, you could do that, but you gotta be careful. You could just backdash. You see? Keep backdashing until he whiffs. See? And then launch him. Another thing too, of course, you should be ducking that. You should be ducking that. You should be ducking this all the time. And that. See? Duck, launch. So duck all his strings. When you from a distance, you should be ducking. And also, when you pressure him, be careful not to get hit with random short Yukins. You have to bait him. So pressure him and just block. Pressure him and just block.
Get ready for the next battle.
When I fight Devil Jin, I'm mostly just looking for that dive kick when I'm pressuring him, right? So if I'm pressuring Devil Jin, you have to worry about this. So just do, if you fighting Devil Jin, just pressure and then block. Every time you hit him with one move, just hold back, because the Devil Jin is gonna do that dive kick. And then when you block it, you get a full combo. You get a full combo every time you block that. So if a Devil Jin does this, you get a full combo every time you block it. Also another thing, his Shinku Hadouken from half screen. That, they do that all the time. So the way to deal with that is to duck it. See? If you're close enough. It has a lot of range. See, he can't interrupt it. But if he finishes, it's minus 14. So, get that. But in general, you should be ducking that and launching. Also, Hell Sweep. Obviously, I'm looking for that. Hell Sweep, you can sidewalk that. See? You can duck it and get a full combo also. But in general, yeah, you just gotta bait. Every time he tries and if he does of course, if you pressuring him, he's either gonna do the dive kick or the armor. So I would just hold back, because you know it's a big guess every time. And of course, down for 1-2, you should be ducking that the second hit. But those are the things I'm looking for. Obviously, also down back 2. You sidewalk that way. Yeah. So okay, next character, quick select. So that's what I'm looking for when I fight these characters. When it comes to regular neutral moves.
Get ready for the next battle.
Dragunov is pretty simple, right? Running 2, obviously, you can sidewalk that. Down 2, you want to low parry that. 4-4-4. Not 4-4-4. The hatchet kick, whatever the rotation is of that. Oh yeah, 4-4-4, there you go. That. So there's a lot of stuff you should be looking for when you fight this character. That. See? You can do that. On block. Obviously too, when you fight these characters, you should be looking for their heat smashes, right? Every time they're in heat, you should be looking at all heat smashes. You could like sidewalk a lot of them. So, see, I can sidewalk. So you can sidewalk that and run into it. And of course, you got to be careful with that. And you could duck the second hit of that. See that? And then of course heat smash if he does heat smash. So basically when you fight him, you just gotta pressure him and be careful not to get hit 1-2-1. You gotta be looking for down twos into down twos, so you should be ducking and low parrying a lot. And also, if he does Wasang 4 after that, you can sidewalk that. So you get that. See? So you can punish. So that's some basics against this character.
Get ready for the next battle.
Feng Wei, it's pretty simple, man. Just be careful with Kempo. Yeah, just be careful with Kempo. Obviously, after stuff, you should be looking for down back 3. Every time, the whole match, you should be looking for down back 3, honestly. Because every Feng player spams it, and they usually do it from a distance. And you get big damage from it, right? Also, Feng players love to do jab, jab, And you gotta remember that you could duck the second hit of that shrink. Another thing too, Feng players love to do when you pressure them is up 4-2. So they do down 4, up 4-2. That you can sidestep up and evade. Another thing too, with Feng players, if they hit you with something, they love to do Wasang 4s, right? So you can sidewalk, and of course, Kempo, right? What I do about Kempo, I usually go low to avoid a Kempo. And of course, also, the headbutt, be careful with back 1, right? But punch parry works really well against Feng because he's a lot of punches. Bryan is basically not to get stringed up and keep sidewalking to try to avoid the down 3-4s and the strings and stuff like that. That's about it. I'm just trying not to get stringed up by him. Because it's all strings and every Bryan player is just going to try and not let you play Tekken. So stuff like this, obviously, you could duck the second hit. So it's basically just knowing how to duck his strings. I'm not an expert at this character. I'm actually pretty bad against him. But there's a lot of instances where you could crouch jab or sidewalk. You just gotta know when to do that against him.
Get ready for the next battle.
Jack is pretty simple, right? Jack honestly is just Gamma Hall stuff, right? When he goes into Gamma Hall, especially after 4-4-1, there's a lot of things you could do about it. So I'll show you. You could 10 frame him. You could sidewalk it. But that's a homing move, so you can't step that. That one, that's his plus frames, right? That's the homing. See? So Gamma Hall's a little hard to deal with. I usually just mash him out of stuff. But you gotta be careful though, because he can armor you. You can see you can step it too. You can step it and interrupt. But of course he could do the armor. And he could throw you too, so you gotta be careful with that mashing after that. See, you can sidewalk. Also, with Jack, you gotta worry about that. Jack players love doing that. You just gotta duck that. Every time you think it's coming, duck. So yeah, that's why I'm looking for Jack. Is just dealing with Gamma Hall, interrupting, ducking when I can. Obviously, you always gotta bait forward 2. And his armor move too. His armor move is really good. Really, really good. So you have to be really careful with his armor move. The armor move that absorbs everything is really, really good. Not really sure what the notation to that move is. But this move too, when you pressure them, you can do the F1 and then duck and then launch. But yeah, so when you pressure Jack, you gotta worry about his armor absorption move. That move, you could just throw him out of it. You could throw him out of it. You could go low. So there's a lot of things you could do about that move. So that's what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, and random down 4-2s. You could just block and punish that.
Get ready for the
Always
next
look out for
battle.
down 4-2s when you fight Jack. When I fight Jin, I'm mostly just looking for down 2s where you could just duck and launch. See, -14. And also, when you fight Jins love to do, and they'll do up. Yep, down 4-2, into 4-2, up that, and you could bait that, right? See? Another Jin flow chart, obviously, that they like to do, that you gotta be careful. 2-1, 2-1, 4. See? If they finish it though, you get hit by the last hit for stepping. But if they do it like this, you can also backdash. See? And then launch. And obviously too, one of the key Jin flow charts is that. So you should be interrupting. But you gotta be careful because if he does the short Yukin, you're gonna get launched. So you can do that. Yep. Down 4-1 to launch. Alright, next character.
Get ready for the next battle.
June, honestly, is the same thing as Asuka, right? You just gotta worry about getting hit with cans. You gotta worry about that move. This move is -14. You could punish it. That you could punch parry the second hit. That's a high. You could duck it. So it's just a lot of knowledge checks. That you could duck the second hit. That move you gotta be careful because you can't do highs. When she's in heat, you gotta be careful with that move because it's mad plus, so you can't swing after that. So basically, don't play into her games. I'm just not trying to overextend, and I'm just respecting everything and just moving and trying to get an opportunity so I can launch cans or any of her other moves that she keeps doing. So that's just basically the mind game against her. It's hard though. Kazuya is another one that's kind of easy. When I fight Kazuya, there's only a couple of key moves that I'm looking for. When I'm pressuring Kaz, obviously I'm down 1+2, and that move is -14, right? And it tracks well, right? The way to deal with that move, you can do it down 4-2 if you think it's coming. A quick counter hit. You can also just duck and launch. So anytime you pressure Kaz, you should be looking for that. Another thing too, Kaz players love to do 1-1, 1-1-2. Way to deal with that move. See? Oh, they'll do 1 jab, 1-1-2. See? You can sidewalk that. And also worry about random gut punches. And you can punish that with 10 frame. Or also you should be looking for Hell Sweep, 4-4-2, Crouch S1. And the way to deal with all those is just sidestep to your weak side. See? But that's about it.
Get ready for the next battle.
King, when you fight King, you should be looking for 4-4 neutral 2 most of the time. That's one of the key moves. 4-4 neutral 2. You should be ducking that or sidewalking that. See? -13. Another thing you should be worried about when he makes you block the push, You should not be swinging. Anytime he makes you block this, he's trying to bait you with something. So be careful, move around when he starts doing that. When he makes you block this, he's trying to set something up. And when he makes you block this, he's trying to set something up. Trying to finish the string or do a throw. Also, another thing with King, obviously you gotta worry about his armor move, the chest joint that he does, that he could cancel. So you should be looking out for that every time. So when you pressuring him, just grab and do lows, to avoid the throws and the armor move. And obviously down for 1-2 you could punish the second hit, and down for 2-1 you could duck the second hit. And of course, be careful with throw setups. And the way to deal with throw setups, if you think they're coming, you could backdash and launch all of them. Or side step. So be careful with throws and be ready to break all of them. The bear, honestly, he's broken. So there's not much I can really tell you against the bear. But the only thing I can really tell you is that always, when you pressure them, always be looking out for that. That's minus 13. Also, the bear, this move too, that like homes and he goes in the stance, so you should be looking for that and just going mid when you block it. And then this is launch punishable, but there's not much I can really tell you. Oh yeah, also this move, that you could duck the second hit. You could duck the second hit of that too. That you could interrupt the second hit of this on block. And also you could launch this. But yeah, the bear is really hard, man. You have to be really careful. Hopefully he gets nerfed so he could be a little bit easier to deal with. But he's a busted character.
Get ready for the next battle.
Lars, easy. Lars players just spam lows. So always try to duck to block these lows and launch them. And also duck that, the second hit of that. So always try to duck. So that's it with Lars, man. I'm just looking for that, and I'm looking for random up 4-4s. But a lot of down back 3s. As long as you can block down back 3, you should be able to beat any Lars player.
Get ready for the next battle.
Law is all jabs, right? So you should be always trying to punch parry Law. Honestly, I'm always trying to look for punch parry. Another thing too, you gotta be worried about random 1+2s from half screen. You could just run up and block and punish them. You should be looking for slides, obviously. Law players love to do slides. Law players love to do down 4-2s, and they also like to do parries after down 4-2s. They set up a lot. So a Law player would be like this, and to that, obviously you could bait it. You could hop kick them, or you could throw. So you should be throwing and doing these a lot when you block Law stuff, because Law players love to spam the punch parry with him. Another thing too, if a Law player does into that, you could sidewalk that on block. See? And also worry about down 4-2s in neutral. Lee Chalan is easy, man. Don't get hit on counter hit. Don't get hit on counter hit. So like stuff like back 4s and stuff, and when you block down for 1s and 1+2s, like any of these moves, all of these moves are literally meant to hit you and set you up on counter. So you could just sidestep to Lee's weak side. But in general, when you fight Lee players, the only thing you got to worry about is back 3-3 and running 3-4. So back 3-3, you can sidewalk that. See? Or you could just duck and launch. Lee players also, they love to do down 3. Easy way to deal with down 3 is launch punishable. So you get a full combo. And you can sidewalk. So you should be always just sidestepping Lee and looking for his lows. All his lows are really punishable. And then running 3-4. Running 3-4, you could just jab him out of it. Or you can sidewalk it. See? Or down 4-2. But that's it. Don't run into counter hits. You'll be alright. And whiff punish back 4 as much as possible.
Get ready for the next battle.
Leo. Leo just look for this move. They love to do that in neutral. Also down for random down 4-2s. And of course this. So you should just be looking for that and whip punishment. And just rushing her down a lot. She's pretty slow. And also in neutral, worry about that low. And then up close, obviously this. But yeah, that's about it with Leo. I'm not really looking for it too much. I'm just pressuring her and just looking for like key moves like that. And obviously ducking the second hit of that too. So it's just basic stuff that I look for and then I punish. And then down 4-2 is obviously punishable. So you should be punishing that every time.
Get ready for the next battle.
Leroy, when you pressure Leroy's, they always doing reversal. So how you deal with Leroy's reversal, right? You have to throw him. You could throw him or go low, but I would just let's go throw because he can even parry knees. He could parry knees. I'm just timing it wrong, but yeah, I've gotten my knees parried, so I would just throw him and always be looking for lows. Leroy players love just doing lows all day. Down 3-2, you could duck and launch that. Down back 4, when they stance, they love to do that. So I would just like just be banging every time I pressure him. I would just be throwing to avoid the throw. Avoid the parry. And then in neutral, you should be ducking a good amount and getting him scared. Getting him scared to be spamming lows.
Get ready.
Lili players love to do Matterhorn when they pressure it. So just bait and block that. And also, they love to do this cartwheel from half screen. Just sidewalk that. Or if you block it and they try to swing back turn, you could do a quick low crush or a quick low to avoid the follow-ups. Also quote this too, you could duck it. Lili players always like to sidewalk, so if I was you, I would just do a lot of homing moves on Lili players. And of course they love to do launch punishable lows. You could duck the second hit of that. Don't block, you just duck it and you launch. So that's if just be careful with that. You can sidewalk that, block it and punish. And also be careful because they also like to do this and then that. So you could bait that in 4-4-3, then we'll do a quick mid. So a lot of homing moves.
Get ready for the next battle.
Nina is pretty simple. When I fight Nina, I'm just trying to step to her weak side and not to press into a down 4-1 and stuff like that. So her weak side is this side, so you should be stepping that. And when you're blocking DF1s, you should just like block and always bait 4-1+2. They do that a lot. And Nina players from half screen love to do the Sub-Zero slide. They love to do the Sub-Zero slide. I don't know how to do it though. But it's a slide that she does. And you could launch that. So when she does it from half screen, you should be ducking and launching that. I'm not gonna do Panda because Panda is literally the same as Kuma. So we could skip Panda.
Get ready for the next battle.
Paul is easy, man. Paul, not easy to fight, but the flow charts are easy. You should know. Random down forward twos, obviously you should be waiting and trying to whiff punish that. Quarterback 4-4, you gotta be careful. Paul players love to do quarterback 4 into down forward 2. So I always sidewalk to the right, to his right, after blocking this. See? And neutral also, you should be looking for this. And if he does that string, you could duck the second hit. So you can launch. Also be careful not to whiff to eat deficits. That move is really good. You gotta be careful with that because that's really plus. I would just back up and it was punish. So yeah, be careful with that. Be careful with thrusters too. Thruster is this move. Quarter 4-1. You could down forward 2 him out of that, but you gotta be careful. Quarterback 4, right? You don't want to get hit with that. And then of course 4-2-1, you could duck the second hit, and then deafness, you get a good punish. 15 frames. Duck that.
Get ready for the next battle.
All right, so Raven is pretty simple. Raven, you're just looking for this move. When you block it, you gotta bait the parry. So you can hop kick him or throw him when you block this move. Another thing you gotta be worried about is while staying twos and neutrals, I would just back up and punish. And also this move, you should be always ducking the second hit of that. So those are like the key stuff. And then when he goes back turn, you could interrupt with a quick 10 frame jab. But that's about it for Raven. There's not much you gotta look out for, honestly.
Get ready for the next battle.
Reina, easy, right? Reina does this. You should always just be sidewalking against her to avoid this. And of course, if you think she's gonna finish a string like that, you could do that. And if she does a high, you could duck it. Punch parry works a lot against her because a lot of her stuff is punches, right? And then you know, electric and stuff. All that stuff is punches. See, you can punch parry all that. So that's what I'm looking for. And of course, Hell Sweep. Reina's lows are really punishable. So Hell Sweep, you get a combo. And then her other lows, you get combos too. Her lows from stance. So that's about it for her, honestly. Those are like the key moves you should be looking for. And then of course her jump kick joint that she does, it goes ah! You just gotta hold that and block. But yeah, just fight her up close and punch parry a lot. And sidewalk the 4-4-2 stuff.
Get ready for the next battle.
Shaheen, honestly, he's really hard to fight. But obviously you should be looking for slide. When you get pressured. And he does a short Yukin, you should be ducking that. You should be looking for down 3 so he can launch him. While saying 1, you should be looking for that too. Just block and sidewalk. He wants you to play into his games. So him is he's just kind of like Lee. He's gonna make you block stuff and, you know, try to counter hit you with stuff. So that you could duck the second of that. So basically with him, I'm just trying to play neutral without playing linear and without trying to play into his counter hit game and stuff like that. And don't play him from too far because the dive is gonna get you. So always sidewalk and punch parry him a lot to avoid the 1-2s and stuff like that.
Get ready for the next battle.
Steve Fox. Honestly, with Steve Fox, you should obviously punch parry a lot to avoid jabs, a lot of high crushes, and also be on the lookout for Kempo. when he does the Kempo, he avoids a lot. So I would just high crush and space him out a lot, and then bait Kempo a lot, so you can punish him. So keep out and high crushes and punch parries.
Get ready for the next battle.
Victor, anytime I fight Victor, literally just, you know, baiting that. So always bait this. That's what you should be looking for. Pretty simple, right? You can do that. And also his lows. Victor players love spamming lows. So when you play neutral against Victor, you should be looking for lows a lot, like this. The crouching low. I don't know rotation to that boy. But that you could duck the second hit and launch him. But yeah, that's all you need to do against Victor. Just look out for lows and bait the armor. That's it. You can literally beat like every Victor player.
Get ready for the next battle.
Ling Xiaoyu. See this move right here? Down for one. Sidewalk that. She does that. You can sidewalk that too. See? And then of course, the classic I'll show you right now. Back one. Should be baiting that every time you pressure her. See that? You can sidewalk it. So that's about it for her. That's what I deal with. And then AOP, I'll do 3-3 or do a mid that hits out of it.
Get ready for the next battle.
Yoshi. You should be always looking for flash, obviously. Another set of flash into spin. You should be looking for Yoshi players love doing this from half screen. So anytime they far, be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for Sasa 1 because they high crushes. So basically when you play Yoshi, you should just like poke him and then block. So then you could deal with flash and then punish it. And then they like to spin, obviously. They spin a lot. The spin, you could either sidewalk with him and throw him, or you could home and move him. So just hit bait, and just look for stuff like that. It's kind of like fight Asuka Jun, same mentality.
Get ready for the next battle.
Zafina, honestly, this duck the second into that. Look for down threes, block that and punish that. That move too. You should be always looking for that. And the way to counter that, throw. To do low, but throw is the best because it hits on counter hit. And of course, when she's in stance, in this stance, should be looking for that low. And that's -14. That's a big boy launch. See? You can also side step down to avoid a lot of her stuff, punches and stuff. And when she's heavy, plus you can. So yeah, man, that's about it for her.
Get ready for the next battle.
Eddy Gordo, easy. Always be looking for this. Block it and launch it. Always look out for armor. You could just down forward one and then duck it. So if he does something like this, well, I'm gonna show you. See? And then of course any mid-high strings he has, you should be ducking. That too, you could punish the second hit. Yeah. Reina. I mean Lidia.
Get ready for the next battle.
Just punch parry. You should be punch parrying a lot against Lidia. So anytime you block stuff like this, you should be punch parry. When she's in heat, you can't punch parry 4-4-2 though. See? See? You can step. You can't step the high, but you could duck it. So it's a lot of punch parrying and stepping the highs and stuff. And obviously also this move, you should be looking for this move. That move, you should be looking for that. And you could just duck and launch that.
Get ready for the next battle.
Heihachi, easy. Down back 2, you should be ducking and launching that. Down for 1-1, you should be ducking the second hit. And if they do that, you can interrupt that with a 10 frame counter hit. See? That's about it. I'm not really looking for much. I'm just like trying to sidestep and launch. Clive, the last character. Honestly, honestly, if you want to learn how to beat Clive, just turn off the game. He's broken. But yeah, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm not an expert at every character, but I try my best with this. So thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.